So the first thing I want to do in terms of clearing out Fort Hate is just speed past the barricades, then lose the aggro on these enemies. If I can, anyway. Damn, I was trying to guard counter and failing miserably. I almost got the backstab. There we go. You too, bucko. Damn it, happened again. I'm trying to get too fancy. I'm not that good at guard counters. I probably need to practice them, but... Alright. The guys that were inclined to follow me are gone. I might be able to sneak up on this one that's left. If I'm lucky, it'll work. Very good. I'm going to need to deal with this mad pumpkin head. But I'm going to let him fight the demi-humans first. The less I have to do myself, the better. Hi, Apotham. How are you? You're the first one here, actually. It's good to see you. Welcome. Always a pleasure, my friend. Alright, so he took out the demi-humans. Now, I don't think they can be backstabbed. I think he's too big. There we go. Alright, he dropped a sanctuary stone. Now we can kind of track back through here. We won't be getting sniped. That one dropped a string. Whoa! There's my problem. The ballista. Should have noticed all the arrows in the ground. They were a clue. You know, I've been alright, personally. I'm distressed at the state of the world. I'm channeling Johnny Cash and wearing black today because I'm not thrilled that my country started another war yesterday. But personally, at least for now, I'm doing alright. How about yourself? There's a golden seed. Always a good find. Now we need to clear out the inside of the fort. Group ahead. Be wary of sniper. Very good. So, what these firepot tossers can and will do is blow up all those explosive barrels. So we have to be very, very careful of getting caught when that happens. That almost killed me, as you can see. That was exactly what I was talking about. There's another fire pot thrower up top. Let's try and go take care of him. And let's try not to get blown up while we do. There's a Godric Knight here. Also trouble. Almost missed this guy. Was not paying adequate attention. Careful. Damn it. Out of heals. Trying to bait more attacks. Seems like a good time to do this, actually. Very good. All right. Ash of War, Bloody Slash. And he also dropped a Knight's Greatsword. Okay, I should be able to relax a little now. The Knight's Greatsword. Greatsword bestowed upon skilled swordsmen in the demigod's service, and yet had no rank or title. Featuring a long grip enabling dual-handed use, this weapon was designed to dispatch larger foes. Being charged with such a duty was undoubtedly a great honor. Skill, stamp, upward cut. Brace armament and step into a low stance that prevents recoil from most enemy attacks. Follow up with a strong attack for an upward strike. Ash of War, Bloody Slash. This Ash of War grants an armament the Blood affinity and the following skill, Bloody Slash. Blood Oath skill granted by the Lord of Blood. From a low stance, coat the blade in your own blood to unleash a rending blood slash in a wide arc. Usable on swords, colossal weapons accepted. String was new. Boasting no special qualities, this is merely a goodly length of string, material used for crafting items often carried by demi-humans, used to make certain items easier to use. Armorer's Cookbook 3. A record of crafting techniques I looked at those before I bought them. Or did I? A record of crafting techniques left by an armorer who served the great General Radahn. Contains knowledge of dealing with rot, the application of fire in particular. Acquire the knowledge to craft the following, Exalted Flesh. Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 5. A record of crafting techniques left by roaming nomad warriors. Contains knowledge for surviving in the face of utter scarcity. Acquire the knowledge to craft the following, Beast Lure Pot. About Teardrop Scarabs. There are both Crimson and Cerulean Teardrop Scarabs. Defeat them to replenish the flasks that match their type. However, you cannot replenish more flasks than your maximum amount allows. Alright, I think that's everything now. Very good. Okay. I did not get a flask refill, so somewhere in here there's still live enemies. I got one flask refill. I'm mostly inclined to hold. I think that should be everything now, though. Let's take a minute to loot. Blood roses. Those are not new. Good. Three more blood roses on the corpse. On the corpse, I mean. Hi, Nyron. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you as always. There's a smoldering butterfly. We've seen those before as well. There's Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 6. A record of crafting techniques left by roaming nomad warriors contains knowledge for surviving in the face of utter scarcity. Acquire the knowledge to craft the following: blood grease, drawstring blood grease, bloodbone arrow fletched, and a bloodbone bolt. Let's check where the knight was first. Up here we have 5 more blood roses. There's a smithing stone 1. And then the main prize. I'm not certain if you actually need it to progress or there's an alternate way up, but there's a key item up here at the top of the tower, which we'll be using later. Trolling. The left half of the Dectus medallion. Left half of a split medallion depicting the Erd Tree. Brandishing the medallion with both halves conjoined will activate the Grand Lift of Dectus, connecting the Altus Plateau to Liurnia. The right half is said to reside in Fort Farath in the Dragon Barrow, far to the east. Alright, so that's done. We'll warp back here, which should allow me to refill my flasks and add a charge using my golden seed. 5 to 1 is fine for now. I do not have the runes to level up. Oh, shit, wrong button. I hate it when I do that. Turtleneck meat and strip of white flesh. Thin strips of flesh taken from a bloodless creature, material used for crafting items. The dried meat toughens the constitution, boosting resistance. It's known for its long-lasting effect. Hi, ZJ. Welcome, good to see you. And turtleneck meat is really useful. A splendid, lengthy cut of turtleneck meat, material used for crafting items. Considered an especially nutritious ingredient in the south of the Lands Between. And then over here, we've got the first of many giant land octopuses. Try and bag the little one just so it's out of the way. Oh, good. Got the stagger. That's the stuff. New land octopus ovary. Puffy, milky white ovary of a land octopus, material used for crafting items. Land octopuses eat humans in order to bear young, and theirs is the blood that runs through these ovaries. Over here behind it is a golden rune 1. Need to get up this cliff. I haven't quite beaten it yet. I have yet to surmount the biggest challenge. I've killed all the shard bearers except Melania on my personal PlayStation playthrough. I haven't beaten Melania yet. But I also only play this game in spurts, like I play most games in spurts these days. Alright, another graveyard, golden rune 1. Let's make sure the wolves are down first. There's still an enemy around somewhere. Keep my eyes up. There it is. Another golden rune 1. And another one. I was gonna say there's still one somewhere. Hiding in the bushes over here, looks like. Couple more up there, I see. Take care of them too. There we go. That's all of them. Very good. I mean, I can play it for hours at a time, but you know, those sessions are a few weeks apart. And it's not really because I get tired of it. I really like the game. It's more a function of, you know, being a middle-aged adult with a family than anything else. But I will say that what I love about these games is they're a, you know, 1 degree removed abstraction of, and this is true all the way from Demon's Souls all the way up to this one. They really reflect the way I see both the world and my individual role in it right now, in an artistic, somewhat escapist way. Ooh. Golden Rune 2, Golden Rune 3, Golden Rune 1. I think the world is in a very, very dark place and getting darker right now, and I don't have a lot of hope. But I think it's important to fight anyway. And those games really reflect that ethos back at me. Golden Rune 2. Golden Rune 4. Golden Rune 1. Very good. Alright. We're going to warp all the way back to Saints Bridge now. Take a moment to use some of these runes and level up. Oh, haven't been here yet. With the item crafting menu, you can make various items from materials that you find. You can learn to craft more items by finding cookbooks. And this is actually all I wanted. The DLC is installed, and I'll be able to access it when I get to that point. But for this is right now, it's part of the base game. All right, taking strength to 18. Very good. Alright, we're going to do our first Legacy Dungeon next. Those are always fun.
Hello? Can you hear me? Help me. I'm stuck. Hello? Hello?
Just kind of watch the hill to the right as you head up the path from Saints Bridge. You'll spot this path here, which takes us to the first of many catacombs. Unthinkable. Our hallowed resting place is violated. To refuse the Erd Tree's call to return, to live within death. Sickening. Now, the Legacy dungeons are a little bit different than the open world we've been in so far. They all have a site of grace at the very start. And unlike the rest of the map, when you're inside one of these, the goal is to get to the end of the dungeon and fight a boss. And some of them are small, and there are some really big ones that have multiple enemies inside that function more like the open world. But these catacombs and the heroes' graves and the caves, they tend to be these self-contained little levels. And the biggest difference to be aware of is that your flasks do not refill as you fight your way through these. The dungeons have to be tackled in one set of flask supplies, so to speak. So we're going to change weapons while we're in here. We're going to equip the Lord Sworn's Greatsword. We have the strength to do it. And in the Ashes of War menu, this is just going to make the undead much easier. Not only will it do extra damage, but it will stop them from respawning. We're going to put the Sacred Blade Ash of War on here. So now we have the Lord Sworn's Sacred Greatsword. And we have the Sacred Blade skill on it. So most of them have the same basic function. As you enter, you will find a closed door locked by some contraption. So you have to make your way through the dungeon, and occasionally it's a mini-boss you have to kill. Usually it's a lever you have to pull. But one or the other thing, when you do it, this door will unlock and open, which allows you to go back and rest at the Grace. They're not very mean about runbacks in this game, which is very nice compared to, say, the fucking Shrine of Storms in Demon Souls. I still have PTSD about that runback. But you get to rest at the Grace and essentially tackle the boss with all your resources, which is much kinder. So as you can see, when we have Sacred Blade on, we do assloads of damage to the skeletons. And they disintegrate instead of trying to respawn. Which is fairly grand, not gonna lie. And so we find some new items, some items that only really exist in these catacombs. Grave Glovewort. White flower that blooms in catacombs, each a soundless bell used to summon spirits. Strengthens ashes to +1. So once Rodrika becomes a spirit tuner in the, oh shit, what the fuck? Once Rodrika becomes a spirit tuner, my screen acted real weird for a second there. Back at the Round Table Hold, these are the materials we use to make our summons stronger, much like we use smithing stones on our weapons. That's just a candle. I don't know if I finished reading about that. Yeah. White flower that blooms in catacombs, each a soundless bell used to summon spirits, strengthens ashes to +1. The art of strengthening ashes is known as spirit tuning. Only a spirit tuner may perform this deed. Here's a second one. Really didn't actually want to do that, but oh well. Couldn't help it, I suppose. Alright, so take this little tunnel under the stairs. Try and get the skeletons before my Sacred Blade wears off. Too soon for me to want to use another charge, but with them gone, here's another Grave Glovewort 1. Grave Violet is not new. There's a spare Uchigatana. Five arrows, very nice. And another Grave Glovewort 1. Tempting to just drop down, but if we do that, we'll get ganked by a sizable number of skeletons. Better to walk back down and methodically clear the room. Human bone shard's not new either, that's good. Yeah, ZJ, I know you said this a while ago, I'm just now responding to it, but the loneliness is real, and that's actually kind of part of the appeal of the games to me, because Americans generally are just so not plugged in to what's going on in the rest of the world, and even they don't really have a good awareness of what's going on inside the country because we're so propagandized. So I feel really, really lonely all the time, and this game actually feeds into that in a way that I find cathartic. It reflects the way I experience the world back at me in a artistic fashion, so to speak. But I will also say that although I don't usually do this way, play it this way, the game really encourages co-op, you know, and they have since Demon Souls. And I think that's part of the point, you know, is that part of the statement to me is you often need help, and it's good to seek it out when you do. Alright, I think that's everybody in here. Let's pop our cerulean flask. Get our sacred blades back. There's a Grave Glovewort 1. Three blood roses. And another grave violet. So this first one, as you can see, very short, very straightforward. A couple more skeletons do spawn in when we go into that room. We'll take care of them. I've got to get a new controller. Feels like I just did. The dead zones on the analogs, they drift so fast. Now we pull... Anyway, as I was saying, this first one's short, pretty straightforward, pretty easy. We pull that lever and it opens the boss door. So we'll head back to the Grace and Rest. Refill our flasks. Because occasionally there's a little something, but often it is pretty close to nothing between the Grace and the boss door, the same way this one is structured. So, I actually want my Uchigatana +4 back for the boss. We will rest. Check my runes, not enough. As you can see, the boss door is open now. Seljas! Or is it Seluse? Could be either one, depending on your linguistic preferences. Welcome! So good to have a newcomer in chat. Always a pleasure. Alright, so here's our boss fog. We will pop our flask of wondrous physic. As we go in, we will summon our wolves. We'll wait for them to get the aggro on this Black Knife assassin. You can see he even starts missing a bunch of his health, so... this is a pretty easy fight. Low poise. Pretty low poise enemy, too. Stagger's pretty easy. Get him! And we get the Assassin's Crimson Dagger for our trouble. An Assassin's Dagger, misshapen and stained in crimson. Critical hits restore HP. This charm is modeled after the darkly gleaming blades used in the Night of Black Knives, those which gave the demigods their first taste of death. And then inside the chest is our first death root. A source that gives rise to those who live in death. The beast clergyman, found at Bestial Sanctum in the distant east, collects and devours these roots. On the night of the dire plot, the stolen Rune of Death enabled the first death of a demigod. Later, the Rune of Death spread across the lands between through the underground roots of the Great Tree, sprouting in the form of Deathroot. Very good. Let's get the root resins out of here before we leave. So, that's our first legacy dungeon. They always have a warp out at the bottom too, as you can see right here. Yeah, well, and that's one thing I really actually like about the FromSoft games, that, again, from Demon's Souls forward, they've done their storytelling mostly that way. Like, you get all of the background information about the world and its lore through item descriptions. Which kind of makes it fully optional, but it's an option that I always take, because I play games just as much for the story, if not more so, than I do for the mechanics. And FromSoft is one of those rare developers that pretty consistently hits the sweet spot on both. Alright. Return to entrance. Take the little warp. Want to rest at the Grace before I head out, though. Still not quite enough runes to level up again. That's alright. Gonna head northeast from here. We are, I believe, under the Saints Bridge now. Try and get these little moblets from horseback. Now here's the challenge. Although not that challenging. He started off severely weakened. The ones we fight later will be much more difficult to deal with than that. Over here is an early game item that remains somewhat useful throughout the entire game, particularly during dragon battles. The Lance Talisman. Praise the horse, they say. A talisman depicting a lance and a knight enhances attacks while on horseback. Knights on horseback are deadly foes. They see all below from their lofty position, meeting little meaningful resistance as they charge ahead. Thank you for the follow, my friend. Much appreciated. Now, you know what was silly of me? I forgot to equip that talisman. Let's get some distance and do that, and then we'll go back. Alright, good. Golden Rune 3. I don't know why I got off the horse. There was no real reason to do that. Ah, no feathers. Alright, so. Been hearing those cries for help. We're gonna go get up there now and...
Can you hear me? Help me. I'm stuck. Hello? Hello? Anyone?
One of the better characters in the game, in my opinion. Fan favorite. Everyone loves this guy.
Oh, my stars. I'm so happy to see you. I am Alexander, also known as the Iron Fist. And as you can see, I'm stuck here. Please, can you help me out of this?
Help him out.
My thanks. 1,000 thanks. Just give me a good smack from the rear with something nice and big. And I'll pop clean out, I'm sure. Don't dally. There's no need to fret. I'm very well clean. Give it your all, I say.
Alright. Let's get him out of here. Smack him. There we go. And we got a new gesture, Triumphant Delight.
Well played, good sir. Well played. Though that mighty wallop of yours almost spelled the end of me. Ah. Well, I'm out now, and that's what counts. I thank you. And as a token of my appreciation, I'd like you to have this.
Exalted Flesh, very good.
Once again, pleasure is mine. I am the warrior Jar known as Alexander. Iron Fist Alexander. I journey to the east, where I intend to further my education in the ways of the world. And beyond these lands lie the scarlet, rot-blighted Caelid wilds. And upon their southern edge is Redmane Castle, in which a festival of combat is being held. I'd heard whispers of such festivities before. Doesn't the notion set your breast aflutter? I'm heading eastward to Redmane Castle, on the southern edge of the scarlet, rot-blighted Caelid wilds. I've heard there's to be a festival held there. I'm heading to Redmane.
Alright. He is now repeating himself. Let me get this freebie rune right quick. Every little bit helps. And I'm going to head back to the Church of Elay. I have no idea, incidentally, if it even actually gives you a clue that Christmas Calais is the one you need to talk to, but...
Wait. aren't you? Well, you're back. Care to buy something?
About the howling in Mistwood.
The howl of a wolf. In the Mistwood. I suppose he must still be skulking about. I know. Why not meet him for yourself? Next time you hear the wolf's howl, make this signal right under the source. Oh, don't fret. There is nothing to fear. I just have an inkling the two of you might hit it off.
Finger snap.
Goodbye for now.
Getting close to meeting probably my favorite NPC. For now, we've gotten significantly stronger and more resourced since we were first back here. I don't intend to fight the Tree Sentinel yet. And I'm actually going to switch back to my Axe Talisman, because we're, heading into another catacombs. And the thing about the catacombs is you can't, Ooh, Trina's Lily. Can't be on horseback in the catacombs, so... I don't know what is going on with my graphics there. Am I all the way up there? Aha, here they are. So, I don't yet want to take on the Tree Sentinel, but we should be able to handle this place now. Take the opportunity to level up. Next, I want to take endurance up a couple levels. It's an imp! He's got a buddy! Two root resin. There's the boss door for this one. Along with a Grave Glove Wart 1. There's one up there that I don't think he'll ever come down. We'll have to make our way up there to actually kill him. And the one down here, there's another Grave Glove Wart 1, and I think I saw a Grave Violet over here. They're not that useful, but Grave Violets aren't. Grave Glove Warts are extremely useful, but I still generally make a habit of picking up everything I can. Alright, so... balls. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to two-hand the bow. Because you can disable these traps by hitting them with a projectile. So now we can head over, loot behind the trap. Prattling Pate, hello. Twisted clay sculpt in the shape of a human head emits a voice that says hello, a wistful fetish that imparts voices and words on an eternal journey. There you go. It says hello. Alright, another one here. Disable it too. So you can see two imps on the wall up there. I'm generally interested in there are a bunch of others in the room, so I'm gonna bow pull these, try and fight them one at a time. So once I'm actually in here, see there's one there. Ghost Glovewort 1. That's new. White flower that blooms in catacombs. A spirit nestles close to it. Strengthens renowned ashes to +1. Ashes which keep their renown even after death cannot be strengthened by merely corporeal glovewort. And then the corpse has 3 smoldering butterflies. I am so sick of this joystick fucking up all the time. Alright. I'll take this ladder up. See another imp over there. Ah, balls. Should have known there'd be one behind me. Ah, but he dropped his forked hatchet. Peculiar hatchet wielded by imps. The gently undulating forked blade is known as an imp's tongue and causes blood loss. Skill, quick step. Skill prized by the crafty and fleet of foot. Perform a quick step maneuver that allows for circling around lock-on targets. And there's another Grave Glovewort 1. Can see a pair of them in here. Another Grave Glove Wart 1. Wandering Noble Ashes. Ashen remains in which spirits yet dwell, used to summon the spirits of 5 wandering nobles. The spirits of nobles who after death now wander the lands between. Surely they were in search of something once, but whatever it was has long been forgotten. Alright, so make sure we hit the balcony as we drop. That puts us above the first room. I think the imp that was tossing projectiles actually did fall down at some point. Pull the lever. Somewhere a heavy door is opened. Get another Grave Glove Wart 1. We have opened the boss door. Yeah, there he is. I actually haven't used any flasks, so... But I have used my... I did accidentally use my physic, didn't I? So, let's go rest at the Grace. Oh, another ghost I almost missed talking to. A proper death means returning to the Erd Tree. Have patience until the time comes and the roots call to you. Yeah, I'll want my wondrous physic for fighting the boss. Whatever it is. Let's pop our flask. Summon the wolves. Erd Tree Burial Watchdog. Let my wolves get aggro. Wait for the wolves to get aggro again. I'll hit him with Unsheathe. Get wrecked. And for our trouble, we get the Noble Sorcerer Ashes. Ashen remains in which spirits yet dwell, used to summon the spirit of a noble sorcerer. Spirit of a nobleman who once asked to be given a place at Raya Lucaria to learn glintstone sorceries. His talents were insufficient to be worthy of donning the stone crown, however, and he is only capable of using the most rudimentary sorcery. Alright, we will warp back out. Gonna head this way. Skip these guys, there's no real point in fighting. These I will kill. Not for them per se, but I want to fight the dragonflies, because we'll get poisoned a lot, and great dragonfly heads are one of the ingredients in crafting the boluses that cure poison, so with that done, we'll keep hugging the wall. Should find a cave before too long. Right here, in fact. Groveside Cave. Don't think I've picked up any runes, so we'll just rest here. But I can level up, take endurance up another point to 15. Alright, so the caves are generally dark enough that you'll need the lantern to navigate. So pop that on. They also function like legacy dungeons, but unlike the catacombs, there's not a boss door at the top. You have to go through and fight the boss, generally in one run. Whoa! Sometimes you get hit through walls and floors. They've had that problem since Demon Souls, and they still haven't quite completely fixed it. That was not such an instance. That was just simply me letting my guard down and getting ganked from behind. Now let's look at cave moss. Faintly luminescent moss that grows in dark caves, material used in crafting items, a fundamental ingredient for medicinal boluses. Alright. There's a cracked pot, always useful. You're able to carry a grand total of 20 of those. Glowstone, that's new. Polished ruin fragment that shines brighter than rainbow stone. Craftable item. Emits light from the location it is placed, illuminating surroundings. However, the effect is short-lived and it lacks the diverse colors of rainbow stones. May serve some benefit in dark places or at night. Golden Rune 1. And we got silver fireflies on the walls. Firefly that gives off a silvery light, material used in crafting items, found near bodies of cold water untouched by sunlight. The light of fireflies is believed to have an alluring magic. Silver light is considered to invite riches. And here already we have the boss fog. Beastman of Farum Azula. Unsheath is such a badass skill early on. And for our trouble, we get the Flamedrake Talisman. Talisman depicting a red ancient dragon, boosts fire damage negation. The ancient dragons who ruled in the prehistoric era before the Erd Tree would protect their lord as a wall of living rock, and so it is that the shape of the dragon has become symbolic of all manner of protections. And that's it. Very short cave. Make sure to actually rest, so everything refills. From here, just gonna blow past these soldiers. Already fought them once. I want to drop down to the lake. Ideally without dying. So we'll work our way down. That's close enough, I think. Yes, very good. Notice we're able to summon. The first dragon we'll fight actually spawns in the middle of that lake, but for now, we'll tackle the Limgrave tunnels. Now, interestingly, we can get jebaited by the elevator here, but if you can see that fucking dead zone, come on. But if you look down there, you can see a ledge leading into a tunnel that the elevator would take us straight past, and we want to get what's in that tunnel. So we'll just drop. From here, we can drop again to another tunnel. Golden Rune 4 inside. Now from here, it's a matter of carefully platforming to the bottom so we don't die. Now we can pull the lever so that the lift is here. And activate the grace. Come on now. There we go. All right. Actually going to take off my lantern so I can stealth better and backstab all these guys. Might need to two-hand my Uchi so that I can one-shot them. Missed the backstab. That was special. Up, 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 up. Aggroed the rats, want my shield for them. And now let's see if I can backstab the other two miners. 3 miners. It didn't even do extra damage. Alright, well. Much rather have the shield in that case. I'll loot the room once the enemies are clear. Alright. There's a smithing stone 1. Another smithing stone 1. And another smithing stone 1. Here where the rats were. Put my lantern back on. This is dark. Another smithing stone 1. This elevator we will take. Gonna bow pull that dog. Might actually just kill it, we'll see. Oh boy. Well, anyway. Get this guy. That's everyone I hear for now, so inside this shack we get 5 large glintstone scraps. These are new. Large piece of glintstone tinged with unstable magic found in crystal tunnels. Break gem using FP to produce a magic bolt. Poor quality and thereby easily broken. A sorcerer wouldn't give it a second look. Another smithing stone 1. Another smithing stone 1. So you'll notice this looks like a dead end, so I'm sure these messages are letting us know that we need to drop off the elevator midway up. Try tunnel and then seek up. Try behind, so to speak, boss ahead. So yeah, those messages are letting us know that there's a tunnel midway up the elevator ride. Hi, Karis. Welcome, my friend. So good to see you. And thankfully, there's a stake of Marika, so we can respawn here in the event the boss kills us. Or that we die before the boss. Either way. Gonna bow pull a couple of these miners. Start with this one. Uh-oh. Forgot they get to do that. Come in the tunnel, D-bag. There we go. Oh, Christ. He just gets to go and go. He never had to take any recovery time. That was kind of crazy. Alright, well... let's backstab this one. Explosive stone clump. Let's retreat and take a look at that, because I want to backstab the other patroller if I can. A clump of small stones with smoldering cores explodes when thrown together at enemies, inflicting fire damage. Miners employ these stones as tools for rock blasting, but have long forgotten how to craft them. That's better. Okay. We'll loot this area. Smithing stone 1. 3 ordinary glintstone scraps. Piece of glintstone tinged with unstable magic found in crystal tunnels. Break gem using FP to produce a magic bolt. Poor quality and thereby easily broken. A sorcerer wouldn't give it a second look. Got another one here. Another smithing stone one. Item ahead. So again, they're making us platform, which I still kind of hate even in this game, but at least it works much, much better than any prior game in the entire FromSoft catalog. As we work our way down the ledges, the item we want is here. Golden Rune 1. And then further down, the real prize, Somber Smithing Stone 1. Shard of Smithing Stone drained of color strengthens special armaments to +1. Special armaments with unique characteristics cannot be strengthened with colored smithing stones. Number of steps and amount strengthened to differ from standard equipment. And then we're at the bottom. I'll actually leave the elevator where it is because we're just about to the boss. And I'll need it up top if I do die. Over here, we've got a smithing stone 1. So for this fight, I want to use a different ashes. I'm going to summon the Godric soldiers. Only going to have one heal. That's not ideal, but it'll work, I think. Let the soldiers get aggro. The unsheath R2. Still kinda works wonders. Ah, balls. Damn it! There we go. Fuck you, buddy! And we get the Roar Medallion. A bronze medallion depicting a roaring giant enhances roars and breath attacks. In ancient times, the giants were mortal enemies of the Erd Tree. Their bellowing roars desolated nature, triggered avalanches, and whipped up storms of flame. Just candles, so. There we go. Another little dungeon cleared. We're gonna fight the dragon now. So, my rather simple objective is to spend all the runes I'm carrying, so I have nothing to lose. Ah, good. Very nice. So I'm going to take dexterity up a couple ranks now. And change my wondrous physic as well. Memorize spells menu. Didn't mean to click this, but might as well read the message. With the memorize spells menu, you can memorize sorceries and incantations. You must have a staff equipped to cast sorceries, or a sacred seal equipped to cast incantations. Casting sorceries and incantations consumes FP. Your memory slots determine the number of sorceries and incantations you can memorize. You can increase your memory slots by obtaining a memory stone. What I want is the green spill crystal tier and the strength knot crystal tier. We're going to want to use the Lance Talisman. I want to hotkey the Jellyfish Ashes. We'll craft two fetid pots. Which I'll equip here. Fetid pot. Craftable item prepared using a cracked pot. A cocktail of effluence is sealed inside. As the mixture ferments, toxins are produced alongside a putrid stench that seeps out once ripe. Throw at enemies to cause buildup of deadly poison. Beware, though, those who carry these pots will slowly accumulate poison in their own bodies. Push someone into privy, expect to get dung on your hands. I did mean to hotkey those. Rest with everything done. We'll head up and out. Get clear of these poison spitters. And get ready. Flying Dragon Agil! Want to try and poison it. Ouch. Got him! Alright. Poisoned. That's what I wanted. Excellent. Aw, damn it! That's the thing. You get caught in one breath attack, it's over. Death. Hey, what do you know? That's actually my first death. Upon dying, you will be revived at the last site of grace that you visited. You will drop any runes in your possession at the site of your death. If you die again before reclaiming those runes, they will be lost forever. The compass at the top of the screen indicates the direction of the lost runes. Alright, well... fuck you, buddy. Get wrecked, bitch! Dragonheart. Alright, first dragon down. A new draconic power is available at the Cathedral of Dragon Communion. Dragonheart. Dragonheart seized by a dragon tracker. Riddled with gravelstone, this grotesque organ continues to beat vivaciously. An offering used in the Dragon Communion. Consume a dragon's heart at the altar to make its power yours. While a terrible and savage-looking thing, the heart has a peculiar beauty to it. So I don't know if you noticed, when fighting dragons, although it's pretty difficult to do the targeting, and you gotta do your best to keep moving, you do double damage to a hit anywhere else if you manage to attack their head. So that is a thing to try to do. Oh, come on. I say, is that little shitbird really after me? I admire the bravery, if nothing else. The dragonfly just watched me kill a dragon, and it still wants to rumble. Alright. Let's loot around the lake now. I don't need to hunt all these things, but I'll kill the ones that are in places I want to go. Alright. Get some ruined fragments here. Alright, so you can see the big group of these things we got here. Are there fragments on this one? Oh no! No thanks on the giant crab. Let's not and say we did. If you thought to yourself, there must be something good in the middle of all these, you thought correctly. But we'll just try to kind of remove them one or two at a time. What a pain in the ass. Come on now. crud. There we go. And there's an Arteria leaf. Alright, very good. Gonna have to deal with these giant crabs. Gotta be careful, try not to get ganked. Crab eggs, strip of white flesh. Fuck you. There we go. I was going to say, I think crab eggs are new. Eggs of large crabs which dwell in the shallows, material used for crafting items. A nutritious foodstuff that warms from within. The flavor is exquisite. Only those of comfort and means know the truth. A crab's eggs are more delectable than its meat. Alright. While it is imperative to be careful, I am inclined to go ahead and deal with this one. As long as I can pull it out. Not too much trouble. Those Trina's lilies are valuable. Bye-bye. Got my flasks back, which is what I really wanted. But make no mistake, the Trina's lilies are valuable too. Damn! He got Torrent! Come on now. Now, I didn't actually look. Is there anything up here? No. Okay. Got bats here. Deal with them right quick. Not! It's so special when there are dangerous things around and it has me target the dragonfly instead. Alrighty. I think we got the lake mostly clear now. Gonna have to fight a couple more crabs to bag a scarab over this direction. I haven't looked at these ruins yet. Just trying to make sure I don't leave any items behind. You know how I am. Probably something on top, but see if I can get there from here. Doubt it. Yeah, not quite. There we go. Just fragments. That's alright. Anyway, let's head over here. Hi, friend. Deal with this guy. Don't want to be interrupted, after all. Sliver of meat. I think that's new. A slice of thinly carved beast flesh, material used for crafting items, founded by hunting herbivorous beasts. The dried meat toughens the constitution. So, notice the gray scarab in the water there. I need to make sure the gank crabs are gone before I try and get it. Get close enough to aggro it. Come on. Flask up, homie. Jesus. All right. More K-Rabs. 2 of them, to be precise. Uh-oh. This is trouble. Oh yeah. Hit your buddy for me. That's actually great. Do it again. Thank you for opening yourself up. Alright. Yikes. But now, should be able to get this scarab. And we got the Unsheathe Ash of War. Kill off all the little crabs, because sometimes you can get a flask recharge for that. Didn't happen this time, that's okay. Alright, now we've got this on our Uchi already, but let's eyeball it. This Ash of War grants an armament the Keen affinity and the following skill. Unsheathe. Skill of swordsman from the land of reeds. Sheathe blade, holding it at the hip in a composed stance. Follow up with a normal or strong attack to perform a swift slash attack. Usable on katana. And I have 85 emails from garbage people, fucking politicians, asking me for money while they fuck us over. Alright. Funny story about crabs. The voice of Optimus Prime was contacted to do the sounds of the Predator for the OG movie, and after some discussion to see the Predator because they wanted to keep it a secret, he saw it and reminded him of a crab upside down dying. And he came up with the clicking sounds everyone knows. That's actually pretty great. I like that a lot. Alright. At last, after all that effort, you can see our next site of grace up there. That is where we're headed. Got some crab eggs there. Strip of white flesh there. And here, along with a mushroom, is... I want to use what runes I have. For leveling. Aguil Lake South. Let's get dexterity to 17. And then we're going to start working on taking vigor to 25. Got all the relevant stat minimums for the next significant chunk of the game. So we'll get health and stamina via vigor and endurance. And while we're at this grace, going to take a brief restroom break. I will be right back. And grab out my lunch too while I'm at it. Pre-purchased sushi rolls. Be large persuasion. Alright. Back to it. Sliver of meat. They are not gas station sushi. A slumbering egg. Owl eggs that will never hatch. Material used for crafting items. Prized as a symbol of the most sublime hunter. No, these are snow fox from the grocery store. They're not the best sushi by any means, but they've never made me sick, and they're pretty good. That's all I usually need. I can hardly taste anything anyway, since I lost my sense of smell, so... Alright, and then... Under us right now is the new NPC friend. Let's go have a chat. I adore the hat.
You must be the new Tarnished. Beautiful work. Felling that dragon. And as such, there's something you might like to know. The heart you brought back. It's used in dragon communion. If you should find yourself overcome by hunger for the heart, yearning for its strength, then seek the decrepit church on the little island off the western coast. You must not forget, though, those who partake in dragon communion will one day shed their humanity, their hunger for dragon, their yearning only worsens until the floodgates burst, unleashing eternal torment, the strength of a mighty dragon. Magnificent, but deadly. It's no surprise that dragon communion is ruinous. You must not forget those who part their hunger for dragon until the floodgates, the strength of them. It's no surprise that...
Yes, Karis, my last COVID infection, which was my third one, in Thanksgiving of 2023, I completely lost my sense of smell, and it still hasn't come back a year and a half later. And the thing about losing your sense of smell is my taste isn't quite completely gone, but, you know, if a normal taste sensation is a 10, mine has been dialed down to about a 2. So food is mostly a textural experience for me these days, unless it's really spicy. So I've developed a taste for very spicy food. Hey, Cyclo. Things are pretty good, personally speaking. Anyway, you know, I'm watching Modern Rome in freefall, and I'm wearing black today on purpose. I'm channeling Johnny Cash because I'm not thrilled that my country has started another war yesterday. But personally, so far, I'm doing all right. How are you? And so I'll put my axe talisman back on, re-hotkey my wolves for now. We're gonna go clear out these ruins we've been circling around all this time. Won't be too hard. There's a solid contingent of gank enemies, though. Wolves will make that easier. There's also a trap chest in here. Want to avoid it for the time being. It's a teleport trap. I'll eventually open it on purpose. Once I actually am strong enough for the place it takes me to, but that time is not now. Stone sword key. Yeah, you know, Cyclo, that's a pithier way of making the same point I was making. Considering that the world is going to hell, I'm doing alright. Golden Rune 2. Couple of Trina's lilies are a good prize. The stone sword key is obviously important loot. Get all their little droppings. Go ahead and flask up, because that's not everybody yet, but it's damn close. It's gotta be. Haven't checked out over here yet. Crab eggs. Still good. All right. Tri-horse, so to speak. Jumping, jumping. Alright, so I have to double jump to get over this wall. Seek warrior. Something incredible ahead. This is not the trap. That's a twin blade. A sword with blades on both sides of the hilt. This weapon is difficult to wield and demands high dexterity. Can be wielded with a single hand, but its true strength is unlocked with dual-handed spinning attacks. Skill spinning slash. Skill favored by dexterous warriors. Slash foes as your body spins. Additional input allows for a follow-up attack. Alright, very good. as I mentioned. The trap chest is down those stairs. We'll be avoiding it for now. Next, we're going to head all the way to this here bridge. I do not feel compelled to kill any of these things a second time. Fire grease. Gotta hit the skellies multiple times to stop them respawning. Get him. There we go. Alright, so the fire grease is actually new. Take a look at that. Solidified grease made from a mixture of incendiary materials, craftable item. Coats armament at adding fire damage to attacks. The effect lasts only for a short time. Go ahead and fight these guys too. 5 bolts. Are those my first ones? No. I love Elden Ring. It's difficult for me to say I prefer it to Dark Souls. I think Lordran is... I think I prefer Lordran as a setting, and I like Dark Souls as lore better. But this game is mechanically better, and it's much more fun to me because it's more fun as a game. Because I love the whole concept. Like, it takes, essentially, you know, subtract out puzzles and what have you, but the game is really, like, all the best things about Breath of the Wild combined with all the best things about Dark Souls. And it doesn't really lose anything good about either of them in the translation. It's just, it's excellent. I love this game. Alright, so we're going to get our first Bloody Finger invasion here. That's why we were forced to dismount. It's a pretty tough fight, too. But if we run back to the bridge, Yura actually comes and helps us. Oh, I ran too far. Didn't mean to do that. I wanted to kill the son of a bitch. Anyway. Try it again, I suppose. Oh, I see. I'd have to quit and restart for him to come back. That's easy enough. Alright. Let's get out of range. Quit and restart. Yeah, well, you know, I like, I'll never know if this is actually something FromSoft intended, but the entirety of the lore behind Hollowing, it's really significant to me because, and people have talked about this, whether FromSoft had this in mind or not, the mechanics and lore of Dark Souls, they function almost perfectly as an allegory for depression, which I struggle with. I'm open about that. I've I've been diagnosed MDD for over a decade now. And so I really appreciate Dark Souls for that. Alright, so we'll run back this direction. Not so far that we trigger the departure. I swear I can talk. Here they come. Can't summon. Can flask. Reckon I will. There's Yura. Get wrecked, bitch. Alright. Very good. New Reduvia. Come on now. With his objective accomplished, Bloody Finger Hunter Yura returned to his world. You're really annoying me. I need you to stop. There we go. Alright, let's check out Reduvia. Jagged dagger with a distinctive curved blade used by the noble servants of the Lord of Blood. This dagger rips the flesh as it enters, inflicting blood loss with sickening efficacy. A proud testament to the success of its vicious design, this weapon is perpetually coated in blood. Unique skill, Reduvia Bloodblade. Slash with the wicked dagger, transforming its never-drying bloodstains into airborne blades that cause blood loss, can be fired in rapid succession. Another cave. Very old friend in here. See if I can level up. Very good. Don't want to be holding runes. Alright, so notice those chain bell traps. We want to not trip those. We get swarmed if we do trip them. Not bad later, but can be pretty devastating at our current level. Highwayman Hood. Hideously stained and ragged hood, worn by former foot soldiers who have turned to banditry. Come on out, you. I do want to pick up the cave moss where it's available. Alright, in we go. Alright. Another Highwayman hood. 5 bolts, and my dead zone is fucking up again. Love it. There we go. 5 mushrooms. Alright, back up to the top. Open the chest.
Well, well, well. Thought you'd just help yourself to a man's personal belongings, huh? You scheming little thief. The gods demand repentance.
It's our boy!
Coin. All of it.
Patches! Oh boy. He parried me. I didn't realize he could parry me with a great shield. It's generally not supposed to be possible. Well, at least I didn't really have anything to lose. So as long as we avoid the traps, we should only have to fight 2 of these guys. We might as well flask up. I'm not into repeating mistakes.
Wait, please.
There we go.
I surrender. White flag and all.
So you get Patches to half health, he surrenders. I will allow him to surrender.
Finally come round, have you? I knew you would. You're a man of reason. True and true.
So we get Golden Rune 1 and the gesture Grovel for Mercy. Now we can take what's in the chest. Cloth garb and cloth trousers. Clothing made of coarse material, commonly worn in the lands between. Trousers made of coarse material, commonly worn in the lands between. Alright, let's talk to him.
Well, what do you know? You're tarnished, like me. Now, how did I get that wrong? I took you for a demi-human or some such. An innocent mistake, I assure you. Well, water under the bridge. Now we're squared up. How about we play nice from now on?
Forgive and forget.
A true man of reason. Just what I like about you. I'm Patches. Patches the untethered. Tarnished like you, only free-spirited. Nomadic, you might say. Only for now, those retired soldiers turned bandits. They're paying for my gruel. In exchange for my, well, showing them the ropes. But honestly, this looting racket is bloody terrifying. Frankly, I'm ready to wash my hands clean. Maybe set up a legitimate shop. So don't be a stranger. I'll be ready to wheel and deal come next time. Don't forget to pop back for another visit, friend. I'll be ready to wheel and deal come next time. Don't forget to... I'll be ready to...
He's repeating himself. All right. Gonna go report back to Kenneth Haight now that his that Fort Haight's been cleared out. The trigger to be able to report back to him is killing the knight at the top of the fort.
I've been waiting for you with bated breath. Did you manage to recapture my fort? Oh, excellent news. Just wonderful. And the knight's dead to boot. Well done, my friend. Well done indeed. I knew I was right to trust you. Now, here's your reward, as promised. Go ahead. It's all yours.
Erd Steel Dagger. An Erd steel dagger with a grass crest engraved upon its blade, carried by the Erd tree royalty for self-defense in times of peace. Though forged to a high standard, the weapon is difficult to wield. Attack power also scales with faith. Skill Quickstep. Skill prized by the crafty and fleet of foot, perform a quick-step maneuver that allows for circling around lock-on targets. Alright, let's talk to him again.
Right then. Time for me to head to the fort. I've much to do. First, I'll have to re-establish communication with the demi-humans. What's that look? You don't believe me? Well, under the Erd tree, commingling with the demi-humans is made possible. Even the vulgar shall not be left behind, under the rule of true order. Which is why I, Kenneth Haight, next in line as the rightful ruler of Limgrave, have sworn to uphold it. Just you watch, my friend. Just you watch. Ah, yes. I've been meaning to ask. Would you like to enter my service? I see bright things in your future, stout warrior. Enter into my service and learn the workings of the Erd tree's true order. And who knows? Perhaps sometime down the line, the grace of gold will return to those tarnished eyes of yours. What say you? A fine accord, is it not?
Pledge service.
Very well indeed. I knew I saw something in you. I shall await you at my fort. We shall hold the ceremony for your knighting there, I think. I see great things ahead of us. We are truly by the Erd tree blessed. Right then, time for me to head to the fort. I've much to do.
Okay, he's repeating himself. Now we're gonna head to the Mistwood Ruins. Oh, damn. So maybe I'll rest at the Grace first, after that pointless fall. That did not need to happen. That was rather stupid, but it's okay. Alright, so, gotta be careful. At the Mistwood Ruins, there's a cocaine bear there. As you may remember. But once we're here... As you hear the sound of the wolf howling, I'm going to kill this regular bear so it's not an issue. So, you can see him up there. Let's do the finger snap gesture. Wherever it is. There it is. That gets him to jump down. And we'll just sneak around the cocaine bear and go talk to him. Yes, that's Blyde. He's my favorite NPC in this game. Once I have it, I wear his armor for the rest of the game. Generally speaking. Howdy.
Who goes there? Carly sent you, did he? Ever the bloody busybody. Maybe to him you don't seem so strange. The name's Blythe. I'm looking for a man who goes by Darrowell. He fled somewhere nearby. Or so I've heard. Come and tell me if you find him before I do. I can offer you ample reward.
Total bro, absolutely. Okay, Cyclone, and there's very little to be active with. I don't stream very often. I appreciate you stopping by today.
Darrowell is nothing but a traitor, and in need of a fitting end to his tale. Darrowell is in need of a fit.
Alright. So now we're going to warp all the way back to the first step. I'm not even leaving, I'm just turning around to grab a drink. Out of my delightful mini fridge. Alright. Gonna start moving Var's questline along.
Oh, well done. Well done indeed. You made it through that entire mess all the way to Stormgate. And off you trotted to the Round Table Hold. My sincerest congratulations. But how did you find the Round Table? Oh, you don't have to say it. Before, the Round Table was chock full of venerated warriors. But now, it's home to puff chests and has-beens. I fear you've been terribly disappointed. I don't blame you. But still, the Round Table has its perks. Why not earn a seat? Fly straight and true, so to speak.
I'll fly straight and true.
Ah, then you're interested. A wise choice indeed. To join the Round Table proper, you must acquire a great room and request audience with the 2 fingers in the inner chamber. They are the purported masters of the grace that guides your kind.
tarnished. Yes. Pay them a visit, so that you may see for yourself. Challenge Godric the Grafted, Lord of Stormvale, to acquire a great rune. Decrepit he may be, but a demigod he remains. And of course, an inheritor of a great rune. Worse yet, I hear old Godric's acquired a ferocious new toy to graft. So, prepare for the worst. What's the matter? Aren't you supposed to be earning your place at the round table hold? Then you must face Godric the Grafted, Lord of Stormvale. For without a great rune, you will not be granted audience. With the 2 fingers in the inner chamber. What's the matter? Aren't you supposed to...
Alright, there we go.
With the 2 fingers.
I am still of insufficient strength, in my opinion, to tackle that tree sentinel. So... that said, we'll wander this way. I'm not going to forget about him, though, don't worry. We'll come back and kill him when we're ready. That just isn't quite now. I think there's a smithing stone around here somewhere. I think that was just their way of letting you know that this is an old school sort of open world game. You can go anywhere, but there's gonna be shit you're not ready for. You know what I mean? Oh shit! Ah, damn it! Well. You just gotta laugh when it throws one of those at you. What else can you do, right? Anyway. Try and fix my dead zone. It's drifting again, as it does so early and often these days. As they go, it was a fairly inconsequential death. Come on now. Still, now I know there's a death hole hiding here. I shan't repeat my mistakes. Smithing stone 1. Very good. Alright. Oh, look, there's a bat hanging there. That's kind of wild. A bunch of bats here. Get wrecked, bitches! Alright, Golden Rune 1. And very handily, here's our next site of grace. Come on. Don't think I have enough runes. No, that's alright. Seaside Ruins. Oh look, land octopuses. Now, somewhere around here, there's a spirit spring. Just have to find it. Oh, more of them. Plenty more. Now then. Crab eggs, okay, fine. Oh, hi. Ah, there we go. Spirit Spring. Okay. Spirit Spring jumping. Jump while on horseback near a Spirit Spring to ride its current high into the air. You won't take damage from jumping into a Spirit Spring while on horseback, even from a great height. A at a Spirit Spring while on horseback, Spirit Spring jump. Very good. Alright, now we're down here. Alright, this guy's tough. We're going to want to use Unsheath on him, so I'm going to get off my horse, actually. And we get the Ash of War Gravitas. This Ash of War grants an armament the magic affinity and the following skill, Gravitas. Skill originating from the Alabaster Lords who had Skin of Stone. Thrust the armament into the ground to create a gravity well. In addition to dealing damage, this attack pulls enemies in. Usable on melee armaments, small armaments, and whips accepted. Northwest from here. An item that we saw as we were doing the tutorial, believe it or not. Finally getting it. 'Cause that's the Cave of Knowledge down there, where we first began the game. Well, not quite where we began the game. After the Grafted Scion gave us our first death, that's where we respawned for the tutorial. And here we get the Haligdrake Talisman. Talisman depicting a golden ancient dragon boosts holy damage negation. The ancient dragons, who ruled in the prehistoric era before the Erd Tree, would protect their lord as a wall of living rock. And so it is that the shape of the dragon has become symbolic of all manner of protections. Instead, we're going to go out the way we came. That's right. Can't ride the horse inside caves. Actually can't reach the baby crabs from horseback. That's kind of funny. 3 lump of flesh. That's fine, just fine. That's just... The Spirit Spring jump is so cool. It just looks so awesome. It kind of reminds me of the first time you did a leap of faith in the original Assassin's Creed. I don't know if any of the rest of you are old enough to remember that. Anyway, that's all done, so I'm going to warp to Agheel Lake South now. That's where Blythe's target, Darrowil, is. Close to it, anyway. Yeah, no extra runes. It's alright. So you can see these stone snake things up here. Ah, golden rune too. Lovely. They don't all do this, but this Everjail is kind enough to give us a stake of Marika. There's not really a lot of point in attacking these things. They don't go hostile. They're worth like 6 or 7 runes each, and I do mean that in the single-digit sense of the word. These ones will attack if they see you, but I still only want to kill the ones that actually get in my way. So here's the Forlorn Hound Everjail. Enter Everjail. Yes, indeed. So here's the gold summon sign for our buddy Blythe the Half-Wolf. I will summon this cooperator. Thank you very much.
Darrowell, rotting in a cell is no true justice. No. This is where it ends for you.
We'll kick his ass, Seabass. Bloodhound Knight Darrowell. Let Blythe get aggro. Damn it! Oh. Blythe the Half-Wolf has returned to their world. Darrowell died and I got the Bloodhound's Fang. Alright then. What did it count, I wonder? Okay, well I've got the Bloodhound's Fang. We'll get some use out of this sword in the early part of the playthrough. Curved greatsword with a gently undulating blade wielded by Bloodhound Knights. A fearsome blade capable of brutal airborne attacks. Unique skill, Bloodhound's Finesse. Slash upward with the Bloodhound's Fang using the momentum of the strike to perform a backward somersault and gain some distance from foes. Follow up with a strong attack to perform the Bloodhound's Step attack. Alright, so the first thing to do is grab my runes. Which spawn outside the Everjail, thankfully, since we can't get back in. And now we can talk to Blythe, who has appeared here.
Right. There you are. Had to work for it, but it's done. Don't say I'm not a man of my word. Here's your prize.
Somber Smithing Stone 2. Large shard of smithing stone drained of color. Strengthens special armaments to +2. Special armaments with unique characteristics cannot be strengthened with colored smithing stones. Number of steps and amount strengthened differ from standard equipment. Let's talk to him again.
Oh yes. I should say, if you venture north to Rayalukari and come across a blacksmith who's a little on the large side, tell him I sent you, and he'll be sure to treat you right. I owe you one, I reckon. That's enough chit-chat for now. It's time we parted ways. That's enough chit-chat. It's time we part.
Fair enough. Barifsky. So I can already see the top of my next step over here. Gotta work our way down a little bit, but then as we get in range, we can take this spirit spring down. Or, well, okay then. Large club and an arteria leaf. A thick, solid lump of wood. Wielding this striking weapon requires no skill. A simple, primitive weapon that requires only brute strength to swing about. Skill, Barbaric Roar. Let loose a bestial roar to rally the spirit and increase attack power. While active, strong attacks change to savage combo attacks. And then we want to head back to the Spirit Spring. Take it back up. Kind of want to make my way this direction. See this one here. I want to take it up to the side of the gulch I did not come from. Lordsworn's Bolt, that's new. Well-crafted bolt with an illustrious design, wielded by regulars of a lord's army. Deals more damage than its commonplace cousin. More Lordsworn bolts, that's fine. Get that backstab, fuck his ass up. Very good. Over here at the sundial. Starlight shards. I can get closer than this before I need to sneak, but if I can, I would prefer not to be detected by that sorcerer. Would much prefer to backstab him. Royal House Scroll. What, pray tell, is that? Sorcery Scroll of the Carian royal family, the heads of the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Can be given to a learned sorcerer to gain access to the following sorceries: Glintblade, Phalanx, and Carian Slicer. Alright then. Alright, so... balls. I keep messing that up. Kill him. Now with all that done, I'm gonna summon my wolves and actually clear the rest of this camp. Be much easier without mages up top trying to gank me. Beautiful. Golden Rune 1. Golden Rune 1. Ruin Fragment. There's the actual prize for that camp, the Great Epi. Large rapier featuring a thin, sharp blade commonly used in life-or-death duels. Like its smaller counterparts, it is made for thrusting attacks and can be used while guarding with a shield. Skill, Impaling Thrust. Skill that lets piercing armaments overcome enemy shields. Damn it. Fucking emails, sorry. Build power, then lunge forward for a strong thrust that pierces an enemy's guard. From here, head southwest back to the road.